Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move the following motion, which is approval of the senators to serve in the Senate Business Committee. That pursuant to Standing Orders number 190 and 199.3, the Senate approves the following senators nominated to serve in the Senate Business Committee for the third session, in addition to the Speaker of the Senate, who pursuant to Standing Order number 191A shall be the chairperson of the committee: the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the Senate Majority Whip, the Senate Minority Whip, and the Senate Minority Whip. 1, Senator Ali Roba Ibrahim. 2, Senator Edwin Sifuna. 3, Senator Veronica Maina. 4, Senator Wakili Hilary Sigei. 5, Senator Tabitha Mutinda. 6, Senator Agnes Kavindu Mudhama. 7, Senator Munyehaji Faki. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is a procedural motion at the beginning of every session of Parliament, where this particular committee will soon after, actually we are done with its approval, sit to deliberate and set the agenda for the week and the days that are coming forward in this session, Mr. Speaker. It's one of the most important committees of the House, Mr. Speaker, given that it is a committee that determines the business of the House and so many other matters that come, including the calendar of the House, Mr. Speaker, jointly. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want first of all to welcome my colleagues back to the House this session. If it's not too late, to wish them a Happy New Year, as many of them either we haven't met or seen each other in this new year, Mr. Speaker, but do appreciate that in the spirit of the guidance of the communication from the chairperson, that this is a new session, that there are many things which we carry on from the past, but also we approach this session with a new spirit and determination, knowing that the Constitution has granted us power to cement and guide the country into establishing a Senate that is respectable, a Senate, Mr. Speaker, that Kenyans can be proud of in all the transactions and the business that comes before us. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is my sincere hope that our colleagues, all our colleagues gathered in this House this afternoon, will quickly dispense of this business so that the SBC can convene immediately after in quick succession and consider the business of the coming days and so many other things that are before it. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want to, with those very few remarks, I beg to move and request that the Leader of the minority in the Senate does second the motion. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Asante, Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, kitu cha kwanza nataka kuungana na wewe kwa karibisha ndugu zetu maseneta kwa mwaka huu. Kwa hiyo nawatakia kila laheri katika mwaka ambao utakuwa na fanaka nyingi tunavyoomba na ukarimu. Bwana Spika, cha kwanza ni kwamba huu utakuwa mhula wetu wa 3, na wale masenators ambao wamechaguliwa kuweza kuketi katika kamati hii kama kamati ya kwanza ya katika zile kamati zote za bunge. Kwanza katika ile list ni kwamba wale maseneta ambao walikuwako katika wakati ule mwingine wa muhula wa pili ndio wako pale pale, hakuna mmoja aliyetolewa ama wawili waliotolewa, wote wako sawa sawa. Bwana Spika, nataka kusema kwamba maseneta hawa ni maseneta wako na ujuzi sana. Kwa hiyo mimi niko na imani ya kwamba tutalengesha vile inavyotakana kuenda kisawa sawa kulingana na biashara yetu ya Senate katika mikutano na katika hali ya kuendesha Senate vile itakapokuwa inaenda. Bwana Spika, ninayo imani ya kwamba wakati huu tutakuwa na wakati mchangamfu sana katika bunge letu la Senate. Kwa haya machache, asante Bwana Spika.
Honorable Senators now proceed to propose the question. That pursuant to Standing Orders 190 and 199.3, The Senate approves the following senators nominated to serve in the Senate Business Committee for the third session, in addition to the Speaker of the Senate, who, pursuant to Standing Order 1 MP, Senator Agnes Kavindu Muthama, MP, and Senator Munyehaji Faki, CBS, MP. Honorable Senators, you may now proceed to make your brief comments, contribution to this motion, starting with Senator Okenyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I also want to take this moment to welcome my colleagues after the long recess. I'm looking forward to a very vibrant session, and from the membership of the Business Committee, I know we are going to do good work. In the past sessions, important matters were prioritized first. I'm looking forward to the same happening this time, and more legislative works being processed in this House. So, Mr. Speaker, that's what I just have to say. I'm happy that I'm healthy and back in full swing, hoping to prosecute youth and women matters constructively so that we can
to the House and back from a country where many of us have been staying. Mr. Speaker, as many of my colleagues will realize, that the issues in this country are weighty. They expect our intervention, and they expect for us to maybe offer some solutions to these problems. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy that I belong to this House, and for the past year, I have actually quite learned a lot, and I believe that I should be able to come here and participate fully to make sure that we make sure our country becomes better. Finally, Mr. Speaker, once again, I would want this House to sit down and interrogate the matters political that are happening, because they affect our major responsibility, and that is devolution. Mr. Speaker, I would like to inform the House that what has just happened in Kisii is that the County Assembly has just impeached the Deputy Governor. You realize we handled the Siaya Deputy Governor's matter, and many issues are actually taking place.
Order, honorable senators. What is so funny about a deputy governor being impeached? Unless there's something that I'm not aware.
Mr. Speaker, even me, I'm shocked because I saw my sister laughing. Quite much. I didn't know why you laughed. So, Mr. Speaker, to finish, I want to say that I think my colleagues here, we need to look and begin to interrogate the issues affecting the administration of governance in our counties, because there is seriously a big problem. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this small opportunity.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Also, I want to take this opportunity to welcome my colleagues back to the Senate third session. Mr. Speaker, the team that has been laid out, comprising of you as the chair of the SBC and the entire team, personally, I want to say that since we started, I have a lot of confidence with the team, which you have learned for the two sessions. And Mr. Speaker, you have learned as well as the Senate. So far, so good. So, Mr. Speaker, when we end our retreat last week, liaison committee retreat, Some issues were raised by the members that some business is stalling on the order paper for quite some time. So this session, Mr. Speaker, as SBC, maybe we'll look at possibility that we'll be dispensing of the bills, the motions, so that we can be able to learn. Mr. Speaker, you remember the last two sessions, you have been taking a lot of time on statements. So, Mr. Speaker, as one of your panelists, maybe we'll be able to see the best way we can dispense of some of these business, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, devolution is there with us and it is there to stay. So this time I wish my colleague senators, any issues coming from the counties, let us take time to critically look at the issues raised by members of county assembly, like now the issue in Ikisi. Let us approach issues on devolution with a very sober mind. Let us analyze the issues brought to this house in a bipartisan way and in a way that will be able to promote devolution in our counties and to make sure that counties work. Because, Mr. Speaker, there are a lot of issues in different counties and we really need to move with speed. Especially, I also want to encourage the Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. That committee should be very, very active indeed to look at the matters that are being raised all the time by the county assemblies, by the counties themselves, so that those county governments can work. Even before these issues are brought to the Senate through impeachment, I wish to encourage the Devolution Committee to ensure that they are proactive and they get issues even